Hello everyone, this is going to be my breakdown for the WandaVision first 2 episodes that just aired on Disney+. I've always wanted to get into this type of content, so I'm going to be breaking down this episode and giving my thoughts on it. Let's talk about episode 1 first. I absolutely loved this episode. I loved all of the guest appearances, such as Deborah Jo Rupp playing Mrs. Hart, who is the wife of Vision's boss, Mr. Hart. And the whole episode revolves around Vision and Wanda trying to figure out why there is a heart on their calendar for August 23rd. But a few minutes into the episode, you find out that it is because Vision's boss's name is Mr. Hart and he is coming over for dinner that night. Now, I loved how every character in this episode had a role to play. Whether it was Mr. Hart, Mrs. Hart, Wanda, Vision, Agnes, everybody had their own role to play and it worked out beautifully. Now, while Vision is at work, Wanda is preparing the house and herself with Agnes as if it is her and Vision's anniversary. Once the Harts come over, we see Wanda surprise Mr. Hart believing he is Vision, and Vision quickly blames this on Wanda being from Sokovia and having different customs. Throughout the episode, we see Wanda struggle with making a meal for the 4 of them for dinner, and we see Vision trying to keep their guests occupied. Now, once they sit down having breakfast for dinner, which was of course a little bit out of the ordinary for that time period, Mr. Hart begins choking on his food, where Mrs. Hart, played by Deborah Jo Rupp, begins to look at Wanda and say, "Stop it." She says stop it a bunch of different times, and it comes across as an eerie, creepy type vibe. Eventually, Vision saves Mr. Hart from choking to death, and the guests leave the house. As the episode ends, we see the camera pan back and somebody is actually watching Wanda and Vision as a sitcom. Now, it's unknown if this is S.W.O.R.D. or if this is somebody from S.H.I.E.L.D. or if this is Monica Rambeau. We have no idea at this time, but of course, we will find out more as the series goes on. Now let's move on to episode 2. At the beginning of episode 2, we see that Wanda and Vision are disturbed while they're trying to sleep because there is a noise outside. It turns out to just be a tree branch, or was it? Throughout the rest of the episode, we see Wanda and Vision practicing their magic act. Wanda tries to blend in with the housewives in the neighborhood, and Vision tries to blend in with the guys. Something strange happens in this episode, though. Once Vision leaves, we see a helicopter crash into their front lawn. Now, I'm not talking about a big helicopter, I'm talking about a small little toy helicopter, and Wanda notices it and sees it is the only thing in color in their neighborhood. This, of course, raises a red flag for her, but then we see Agnes come over and she starts to talk with Wanda. She starts talking to Wanda about all the other housewives in the neighborhood and how to blend in more easily. Wanda then meets Geraldine, who's played by the same actress that will play Monica Rambeau with the series going forward. This again threw me for a loop while I was watching it because I knew she was the actress playing Monica Rambeau, and I still couldn't understand why her name was changed inside the show. We also see Wanda interact with another housewife named Dottie. Dottie is essentially the talk of the town. She runs everything. While Wanda is talking to Dottie in the episode, we see Wanda break a glass inside of Dottie's hand and she starts to bleed red. Obviously, everything in this episode was black and white up until the end, so this, of course, is another red flag for Wanda. At that same time, we have somebody asking Wanda if she can hear them through the radio next to Dottie. Could this be somebody from S.H.I.E.L.D. reaching out to Wanda, somebody from S.W.O.R.D.? We still don't know yet, but I can't wait for episode 3 to figure out what is going on. Throughout the rest of the episode, we see Vision struggle with blending in, and we get to see Wanda and Vision's magic act that they put on for the children. Now, the phrase "for the children" is a common thing that is said throughout this episode, so I'm wondering if somebody is saying this to Wanda through her mind. That, of course, is just one of my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below, and why you think "for the children" was such a common thing that was said. After the talent show, we see Wanda and Vision go back to their house, and it turns out that Wanda is then pregnant. Vision and Wanda then hear something outside. Vision goes out to investigate, and Wanda, of course, follows. And then we see a beekeeper climb out of a manhole in the middle of the street. He appears to have a giant sword on the back of his suit, but as soon as Wanda sees him, she instantly rewinds the entire episode back to the point where she found out that she was pregnant. Wanda and Vision then kiss, and the episode slowly ends. We can hear Randall Park's character from Ant-Man ask Wanda, "Who's doing this to you?" Now, I absolutely love these 2 episodes. I love shows where there's a little bit of mystery to it, something that keeps you coming back. This isn't just another sitcom-styled television show. This is something different, something that we haven't seen, something that obviously we definitely haven't seen in the MCU, and there's plenty of other things in these first 2 episodes. 2 of the coolest things in these first 2 episodes were the fake TV ads. We had one for the Toastmate 2000 made by Stark Industries, and we had a clock designed by Strucker and Hydra. These were two really cool Easter egg nods, and I wonder what type of role they will play going forward, because obviously Tony Stark and Strucker both had big roles to play in Wanda's lifetime. So that is my breakdown for the first 2 episodes of WandaVision. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.